You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 54. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is the 50th of 60 daily episodes that pair with the videos of Haley's 60-day novel writing challenge. You can watch the first 5 days of the challenge for free on Haley's YouTube channel, and the link to that is in the description. Day 50 of the challenge is about sagging middle syndrome. I have 2 major tips for you when it comes to sagging middle syndrome. First, don't be afraid to let it sag, and then work on blowing it up later. My first book, Mark of Stars, went through 2 blown-up middles. The very first draft that I finished in June of 2019 clocked in over 105,000 words, but most of that middle sagged hard. It sagged so much because of a lot of things, but primarily because the plot wasn't well defined, there weren't enough obstacles, the scenes didn't move the plot forward enough, and there was a lot of info dumping. When I went through developmental edits with Haley, we blew that middle up, and my rewrites ended up with a better middle, but still a middle that sagged quite a lot. So we blew it up a second time. And what you see in the published version of book 1 is a draft that is 40,000 words fewer than the first draft, but also infinitely more interesting, engaging, and not saggy at all. Second, if trying to avoid the sag slows you down from getting your first draft onto the page, ignore this day of the challenge. Seriously, if you're still trucking along at 1,667 words a day and you're on track to hit 50,000 by the end of the challenge, do not waste time going back through your middle to check for sag or to try fixing it now. Ignore this advice for now and come back to it when you hit the editing stage. It's more important to get the words out of your head, to get that story onto the page, than it is to try editing or fixing a saggy middle before you even write the ending of the book. Now, I didn't understand the sagging middle of book 1, or of book 2, to be honest, until I sat down with Haley to go through her developmental edits. That means that you might not see the sag at all until you do a full read-through after you're done with the first draft, or after alpha readers go through it and give you feedback. And you still might not see any sag until you go through edits like I did. And that's okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, it just means that you're much closer to the work than anyone else. And so it's hard to see the issues when we think that everything we wrote was brilliant. I still love a lot of the scenes that I cut from the first and second books, even though they were part of the saggy middle. From book 1 in particular, I had to cut a really funny scene with Bethany making a Monty Python joke while she runs for her life, but it just didn't fit into the rewrites. So now it's sort of a bonus scene or kind of an alternative fanfiction scene that will probably never see the light of day beyond being a bonus for the subscribers on my book email list. Remember, your first draft is supposed to be garbage. It's like the crappy first attempt at drawing literally anything, so don't be discouraged if your book ends up with a saggy middle. They all probably have had that the first go-around anyway. That's it for this companion episode to Sagging Middle Syndrome. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 51. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.